Hello guys, welcome. This is Ardicer from Ardicer Gaming, and I'm bringing you today the Dragon Knight Werewolf build update for the Morrowind patch. The Dragon Knight had a lot of going on in the nerf department, so I tweaked it out a little bit, and I think I found a way to make it useful again. So let's get right into it. We're still a Wood Elf, using the King Camoran drinks. And I'm using the Serpent Mundus Stone. Serpent, King Camoran. That's just mainly for a lot more recovery in the stamina department. Getting into gear, I finally had a Maelstrom Maul. This one's a sharpened. So this really cuts through heavy armor targets like butter. Yeah, I'm using the damage health poisons, not the increased cost poisons. I think those are really dirty, should be removed from the game completely in my opinion. Use the werewolf hide set to substitute our salvation set. This still is on the sword and board. What this thing does is it gives a health bonus, a stamina bonus, a weapon damage bonus, and whenever you take damage you generate 5 ultimate. So in the end our ultimate cost is now 300 instead of 201, but this really makes up for it because we generate our ultimate a lot more faster. So in the end we take about the same time to get our werewolf transformation up, but this one is simply better because you can use other ultimates as well. So in that way I find that one really better. We have the werewolf hide shield then with a reinforced trait on it. And I'm still using Bloodspawn with a tri-stat enchant on the big pieces. So just to up our health and our magicka a bit. Then we're going for Fury on the body this time. Also this one has a tri-stat because it's a big piece. With an impen. Fury does the same as werewolf hide. It has health, stamina and weapon damage, but then it will stack your weapon damage when you've been critically hit by 30 for 6 seconds. So it stacks up for 25 times. So when this is golded out it will be 30. So in total it will be 750 weapon damage that this adds up when it's fully up. And with this update you can actually see your buffs down a little above your health bar. And that way you can really track if it's fully procced or not. The Bloodspawn arm coast, this one is well fitted because I do like to dodge roll every once in a while, so this really helps out. Then continuing with Fury. And werewolf hide on the jewelry. And with this one has 1 weapon damage and I have 2 recoveries. Jumping into the skills. This is our back bar. I'm now using Dragonfire skills to reflect the projectiles back at the enemies. This is still really interchangeable. You could still use Shuffle Air for your dodge chance. But I like to use this one against magicka targets. Then Resolving Vigor for our heal overtime. Igneous Shield, this one got a really big nerf as it still gets major mending, but only for 3 seconds now rather than 6. So in the past I would use Igneous and then Vigor, but so it would get the full effect on the major mending, but because it's only 3 seconds now, I now first cast the Vigor, block cancel and then do the Igneous. So I have the most benefit from the major mending. And in really tight corners I would use Rally with that as well, so I would use the Vigor, Igneous, cancel, Rally for your biggest heal. Moving on, Heroic Slash. I still like how this works, man. It's it does a nice damage, and you can really use it with a heavy attack and then cancel it with a Heroic Slash and then cancel that out with Bash, so you have like 3 attacks in 1 second. That's really cool. Then we're having the Volatile Armor for our resistances. And of course the Werewolf Berserker, yeah, gotta love it. Tried the white one, I still don't like the white wolf that summons 2 wolf companions. I think it's not that much of a deal. The dot from this thing is 1200 physical damage over 8 seconds, fully buffed, that's like 18k. So it's an 18k dot you have in 8 seconds. It can't be beaten, it's really strong. On the other bar, like I said before, rally of course for our major brutality and our healing over time, and of course our bigger heal when the effect expires. Stampede for our gap close, it reduces the movement speed by 60%. I now prefer this over the other one that increases the damage by only a little. Venomous Claw, since I have a sharpened Maelstrom, I'm not longer using Noxious Breath for the major fracture because I already penetrate by a lot. And Dizzying Swing, this is our stun, also a huge damage, so it can be spammed. But mostly I like to use a heavy attack up front, then a Dizzying Swing, and then maybe a Take Flight if it's up, and then an Executioner to get the target down. Moving on to the werewolf skills. Nothing changed in this department. Werewolf Berserker still. Feral Pounce. This increases the duration of our werewolf transformation by 4 seconds if it's used from 10 meters away. Verzi's Rage still, the nice heal. And the 10% weapon damage for 20 seconds. Rousing Roar, which allows us to use major brutality. Howl of Agony still the same mechanics going on here. First go into a fear, then go into a Howl of Agony. It's always in that order. If the target is Sushi immune, you can always use a heavy attack and then cancel that out with a Howl of Agony. That's also really nice damage. And the Claws of Life, of course. Not a dot, this goes up to about 17k over 10 seconds, so it's really strong again. And again we get a nice bit of health ticks from this. And what you will notice if you swap it onto a large group of people, the healing ticks you will receive is enormous. Passive still, this one's really important, increases stamina of your heavy attacks by 100%. So this is what synergizes really well this update with the changes in the champion points. When I do a heavy attack in werewolf form, I recover about 6.5 to 7k stamina, so that's really a lot. So there's another way to keep our resources up, just to keep us going. Well, these I covered in my past build video. Nothing really changed. It's still all the same. Now covering our champion points, we have 42 into the Warlord for reduced break free, 21 into Arcanist, 42 into Mooncalf, 57 into Tenacity. This one's really important, really. Tumbling 36, 12 into Shadow Ward, 30 into Blast. This unlocks spell precision for more crits on our heals in werewolf form. 21 into Physical Weapon Expert. I actually tested this one out because it doesn't say werewolf light attacks, but it actually does. So it's not a waste to put these in and not be able to use them in werewolf form. Then Master at Arms, I got 39 into this one. And of course here 42 into Mighty, 42 into Piercing. Why go Piercing when you have a Maelstrom? Well, on the back bar we're using Sword Shield, so we're missing out on one sharpened weapon, so this really makes up for it. And of course Precise Strikes to make those crits hit harder, which usually is something that executes our target. And then on the red tree, Ironclad, 42. And then I put 35 into Resistance to up in our critical resistance. And what this does, it unlocks our Resilient. That means we get healed for 335 every time we get a crit. This actually benefits from Major Mending as well. Like I said, with Fury we need to take 25 critical hits before we're fully procced, and this really helps surviving that. On the other tree we have 42 into Hardy, 42 into Elemental Defender. Then I had 36 into Thick Skin just to get the 120 points in here to unlock the Unchained. And of course also Critical Leech, we heal every time we do a crit, not every time, once every 5 seconds. So it's all these small little heals that really add up, which makes you survive that much longer. And then the rest 30 into quick recovery. So that's basically our champion points. So checking out our stats real quick, fully buffed. It's on the back bar, the werewolf bar. Stem recovery is nice. As for the max stem, it's okay. Weapon damage is okay-ish. We dropped a little with this patch because of the 2 glyphs we've dropped, which had weapon damage and now go for recovery. But still, it doesn't really matter. With these changes into the system, the damage is still really nice, so I'm not really missing out on damage output. And it still benefits from all the passives I've discussed in my previous build video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check that one out, because there's a lot of passives going on which really up this weapon damage to a higher state than what you can see here. And of course I will show the front bar as well, but it's slightly the same really. So yeah, those are the stats. So I wanted to show you this. I talked to you about it in the video before. It's cancelling with the heroic slash. What you need to do, you could do this, is when you go into a target, fully charged heavy attack, heroic slash and bash. It's a way to get 3 types of damage on them really quick. Now to show you full speed. See, you got 3 numbers up there. That's a way to put out more damage in the smallest amount of time. This could really depends on how much it crits, but in PvP it's around 8,000 damage this. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Also the werewolf with the heavy attack cancelling into the Howl of Agony, I will show that now. Also a chance to show our stats real quick. So yeah, it's not really high, but it gets up the more you get hit and the wrath passives and everything. Alright, we'll see. Always when you go into the fight, man, I'm always running out. Let's charge this up real quick. You see the bar, bottom left? That's your timer. It goes up now because I'm jumping from further than 10 away. Okay, let's see. Always put 2 dots on them. This one and this one. Then Fear. And then Howl of Agony. And maybe 2 if they can't break. That's basically how you take out your targets. Also, when they are CC immune, always have the dots on. Go into a heavy attack, cancel with Howl of Agony. But when they're CC immune, it's really a loss of damage. You could always better go for a Fear and then a Howl of Agony. So yeah, that's basically it. Again, Claws of Life, Light Attack, Fear, Howl of Agony, maybe 2. So yeah, there we have it. This is my updated werewolf build for the Morrowind patch. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you do, comments if anything. Feel free to leave suggestions. Maybe I missed out on something, I don't know. Leave them down in the comments below, and I will see you next time on my channel. Thank you.